Ever wondered what the name of the King of Belgium is? How about the monarch of the Kingdom of Spain? Unless you are from these countries, the likelihood is you will have to trawl through the internet to arrive at the answer. You may even be surprised that these countries still have functioning monarchies. However, the same cannot be said of the British monarch. If there was an image of the Queen on a billboard, or any of the horse-toothed blood relatives associated with the British monarch, you would instantly recognize them. Today, we are going to talk about how the British monarchy has remained relevant despite continual turmoil and change. The British monarchy is ubiquitous, and distant members like Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, are audacious enough to tempt their fate with children's books. Never mind the pain and toil of all the failed writers across the globe, because the British monarchy is fashionable, and it continues to reinvent itself to remain forever in the dome of interest. But how did it become so fashionable? How did it manage to disturb our breakfast thoughts and dreams? Well, let's find out together by walking through some of the elements that have made the British monarch oh so apparently irresistible. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the Art for Introvert channel. We're constantly researching to provide you with cutting-edge content and thought-provoking ideas. The Jubilee has become a staple of a royal celebration. Each time there is a milestone reached in time of reign, the crowds pile toward Buckingham Palace, and the bunting is plastered across every conceivable post. Windows trawl with their battered Union Jacks, and days off are taken to watch pictures of a distant monarch wave at them from the television. The Jubilee is not only considered magnanimous to the patriotic Brit, thousands travel to the UK to stand in the rain to watch any form of royal Jubilee. This year, Elizabeth II somehow achieved her Platinum Jubilee. This equates to 70 years of queenship. Not only is this a momentous achievement, but it is record-breaking. Let us look at this in greater detail. In a video posted by the Royal Family YouTube account to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee, the Queen is depicted having tea, marmalade sandwiches, and all caveats of the British afternoon lunch with Paddington Bear. In a warming video, we are introduced to all the sentimentality that makes the Jubilee such a nostalgic entity for both the tourist and the Brit. Of course, there is a hint of satire in the video, and it is this that makes the Royal Jubilee so relatable to the British temperament. When we watch the humor of the royal family, we are receiving a small insight into the comedy often associated with Britain. The idea of the Jubilee is nothing new, and it started with King George III's celebration of his Gold Jubilee, 50 years as king. Despite various assassination attempts, severe bouts of madness, and a son who grew to become an obese alcoholic, King George IV. King George III still knew how to celebrate his kingship. It is highly unlikely that a monarch will ever achieve the heights of Elizabeth II, but some notable monarchs stood the proverbial test of time. Queen Victoria reigned for 63 years. George III reigned for 59 years. Henry III reigned for 56 years, and Edward III reigned for 50 years. All these monarchs fall into Jubilee territory. The glitz and the glam associated with the monarchy are somewhat universal. It is absurd to think of a king or a queen without a crown that weighs the same as a small child, and a robe that resembles a rug. However, the royal family dress code has many strange rules and regulations. Every member of the royal family must adhere to a strict form. This ensures that nothing too wild is ever let out of the bag, and it also maintains an associated image. These dress codes are even put upon the children of the royal family. According to tradition, boys must wear shorts, and pants are only introduced as a sign of maturity. For men, military uniforms are often mandatory during the most formal events. In addition to these rules, there are a host of other rules that ensure the royals are always kept in check. Dating must be coordinated under the radar, public affection must be kept to a minimum, and wedding dresses must be traditional. During a royal marriage, there is also a rule which restricts adults from being in the bridal party. For instance, if we watch Catherine Middleton, the now Duchess of Cambridge, walking down the aisle during her wedding, the bridal party heavily consists of children. All these strictures on formality form part of the daily routine of all royal family members. The pomp of the royal family is instilled through formality. Breaking the codes may not have a diminishing impact in public, but it may result in some awkward dinner table talk amongst the royal family members. We can only speculate over this, as the affairs of the members are mostly kept private, keeping us in the public in a bit of a clueless state. If you want to know more about dress codes and the world of fashion, access our course, The History of Fashion. The link is in the description box. When they are not spending their time hidden away, the royal family attend public events across the whole of the Commonwealth. One reason many members are recognized across all corners of the globe is that they are acting monarchs for at least 15 sovereign states. Queen Elizabeth II is the acting monarch for the Commonwealth of Australia, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica, and even Tuvalu. Some events have been set up by the royal family members which increase the exposure of the royal brand, cementing the fashionable image they represent. For instance, the Invictus Games is a sporting event set up in 2014 for injured men and women that are serving or are veterans. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is arguably the most recognizable member of the royal family, and his name is behind the creation of the event. Of course, with all monarchs and with all families, there is a good dose of dysfunction. Scandal is not new, and there are many to choose from. Princess Anne was involved in a messy affair in 1992 after her husband was found to have fathered a child with a woman from New Zealand. Prince Harry has been captured several times, taking his party streak to a new level. And of course, the death of Princess Diana in circumstances that are still questioned drew the attention to the royal family from eyes across the world. The fabric and the image of the royal family are rooted in their actions and their messy events. They have become celebrities in their own right. Whether you love or loathe them, you know who they are. Now, with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and the ascension of Charles III as the new King of the United Kingdom, the royal family passes into a new phase of history. With new memories to be created and the celebration of Elizabeth's reign, the world once again turns its head towards all of the royal family members. If you would like to learn more about other reigns and rulers, you may like our course, The History of Ancient Rome. The link to the course is in the description. Let us know in the comments about what rules and regulations you have observed the royal family adhering to. Tell us about what you find ludicrous.